Marvel is often recognized for its fun, fantastical storytelling, especially when compared to other major publishers like DC or Dark Horse. But over the years, it has produced some truly unsettling narratives. These stories aren't just meant to contrast with Marvel's usual superhero adventures. They're crafted to take readers on an emotional journey that most comics dare not explore. With that in mind, these grim tales are particularly difficult to process on an emotional level. Every so often, comic books need a story that delves into deep despair. Sure, most heroes and villains endure their own hardships, but these stories go beyond. They're the ones that leave a lasting sense of unease. These Marvel comics push past conventional tragedy to create powerful narratives that completely draw readers in. The creators behind these stories aim to make audiences genuinely feel the suffering of their characters, even when their actions are hard to justify. It's through these stories that we find ourselves connecting with our heroes on a deeper level. That said, these three harrowing Marvel storylines stand out as particularly difficult reads. To begin, The Ruins remains one of Marvel's most emotionally disturbing tales. Set in a grim alternate reality where superpowered individuals are burdened with terrifying consequences, no hero escapes the devastating corruption of this world. The narrative unfolds through the eyes of a journalist chronicling the chaos and horrors of the powered beings around them. The Hulk has deteriorated into a rotting, nightmarish husk, oozing toxic, radioactive fluid. Spider-Man's transformation turns him into a grotesquely deformed creature, his limbs twisting into something disturbingly insect-like. The X-Men, in particular, face some of the worst suffering in this world. Mutants are hunted down and locked away in dark, forgotten prison cells. Some, like Nightcrawler, are driven to unthinkable acts, resorting to cannibalism just to survive. As the journalist presses on with their investigation, they too begin to unravel, slowly being consumed by the overwhelming darkness of this world. Yet, this story is more than just a display of horrific imagery. As these characters endure their nightmarish existence, their minds crumble, leaving behind nothing but empty shells haunted by the remnants of who they once were. The Ruins is a deeply unsettling tale that explores emotional, physical, and existential horror in a way few stories ever attempt. Focusing on Wolverine, the Red Right Hand storyline follows the X-Man as his troubled past and repeated failures as a father finally come back to haunt him, culminating in a devastating conclusion. Before embracing the principles he learned from the X-Men, Logan was nothing more than a ruthless killer and a self-indulgent drifter. As he carved his way toward heroism, he left behind a trail of bodies and heartbroken women. Seeking vengeance against his father, Daken allies himself with a secretive group called the Red Right Hand, made up of people who lost loved ones to Wolverine's violent past. At the same time, Daken gathers many of Logan's forgotten children, training them to rise against the father they never knew. However, neither Wolverine nor his children were aware of each other's existence. Tracking down the Red Right Hand stronghold, Logan fights his way through and mercilessly kills the young warriors standing in his path. Drenched in their blood, he enters the heart of the facility, only to find the organization's members dead by their own hands. A recording then plays, mocking Logan with the knowledge that he will never get the satisfaction of avenging himself before revealing the horrifying truth, that the slain enemies he just cut down were his own children. Ultimatum remains one of the most polarizing X-Men storylines to date. Taking place in the original Ultimate Universe, Ultimatum unfolds in a world that has just been devastated by catastrophe. As part of one of his sinister schemes, Magneto tampered with Earth's magnetic field, causing the ice caps to melt and unleashing massive tidal waves that ravaged the planet. His actions resulted in the deaths of millions, including many of the Ultimate Marvel Universe's greatest heroes. Magneto orchestrated this apocalypse with the sole intent of wiping out humanity, making Ultimatum a bleak exploration of pure destruction. The surviving heroes are shattered by the loss of their friends and family. Before long, their grief spirals into madness, forcing readers to witness once noble icons of justice deteriorate into broken figures consumed by suffering. Yet, despite the widespread criticism of the storyline, the real-life tragedy that influenced writer Jeff Loeb's direction is heartbreaking. Having endured the loss of a child, Much of Loeb's work from this period reflected the depth of his personal grief. Revisiting the story takes on a profoundly somber tone when you recognize the real-life sorrow that shaped its overwhelming darkness. What are your thoughts on these three harrowing Marvel tales? Feel free to share your opinions in the comments below.